Do you believe in love after love? Boom, 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 boom. Ooh, I can hear myself. Hey, hey. Just a little bit. I might be coming out of your speakers or something. I just heard it a little bit on my. There. You got me.
Is this gonna work? Hey, this might just have to work.
Hey,
All right.
words. Oh yeah, we're on. We're on YouTube, sir.
Can you hear us?
Yeah,
Oh boy.
that's why.
Oh boy, this has been so sloppy. Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome to another Combat Chain stream. I am Adam alongside Pat. And we are just about to go live here with our action. How's it going, Pat?
It's going great. I'm looking forward to casting. Little technical difficulties. I generally make things go off the rails. I can see them already kind of chopping about, so we're gonna make this work.
We're just about ready to go live here. And tonight we've got more West Coast Best Coast action for you. West Coast Best Coast playing once again blue pitch. We've got Colin Honigman playing Pudding Tam, and we'll have the heroes for you here shortly. We're just going down to the board here. And if you missed our action earlier today, we did have Nathan Fortin taking on Chi Ching Sang, and Nathan taking that one on Prism into Viscerai. So that was a 1-0 lead for West Coast Best Coast.
And this is the second of 4 matches today. Yeah,
Second of 3.
3.
We will have later on today still Yuki taking on geez. Let me find the name here. I thought I had it
Yuki
written
is
down.
taking on Kaiser Wong
That's what it was. Thank you.
later today.
I'm just trying to get the password to the server. Okay. There it is.
This might be a short commentary because they won't let us in because we were late because of technical difficulties.
There we go. We are in. All right. The players are just loading in right now. We'll take you down to the floor in just a moment. Heroes have not been revealed yet.
Viscerai and Prism are out. Has there been any other games this week in the series?
No, just Prism for West Coast, Best Coast, and Viscerai um, for Blue Pitch.
Yep. So guaranteed a non Big Three matchup, unless it's a mirror, I suppose.
All right, we're gonna go down to the floor here. And it looks like we've got Colin on Viscerai into Pudding on Starvo.
I take it back. It is definitely a Big Three matchup. Looks like they're getting their equipment set up.
Getting their equipment set up, sideboarding. There will be a roll here to figure out who's going first. And what do you think about this matchup, Pat? While they're getting set up, who do you
Well,
think immediately has the advantage?
well, I believe Starvo is going to be heavily favored in this because he's got to be. Short of him putting something cute in the deck that takes him away from the usual game plan. He's gonna come in looking to fuse, looking to disrupt with devastating on hits, dominate, with go again. Viscerai is gonna try and race to generate as many rune chants as they can, and try to stave off uh, the Starvo onslaught long enough to get an OTK kill out of here.
Yeah,
I
I
do
think
think this is definitely a Starvo favored matchup, and as the players get more experienced in this, I think Starvo's odds of winning keep going up. Looks like they're shuffling, getting ready to roll.
oh boy. Apologies about the technical glitches here, chat.
Ooh, you can see our stats if you're all interested in that. Hey, there we go.
I need one more monitor to work with my system. I need one more display, and then I can have a really good streaming setup. And that's kind of that lack of one monitor is why every once in a while things phase in and out like that. Is because I forgot to move a screen over one slide. So we're a
Well,
work in
just make
progress
sure
here.
you keep your tabs and history clear.
All right, so we got our equipment reveal here, and it looks
Yep.
like we've got a pretty standard setup for both players. Players have drawn up.
Yep. No surprises there. I think Stalagmite's going to be a big factor here. That's definitely that shield can definitely stifle that OTK turn, depending on what Viscerai ends up drawing up. Viscerai's got the fridge going.
Yeah, and we see right off the bat, Colin's going first here. Colin on the right on Viserai, putting on Starvo. Colin already activating Grasp. So you gotta wonder, did he choose Grasp because he's going first, or is his Grasp his main?
I think
That's
it's a
that.
telltale. Uh, Choosing Grasp in Viscerai in this matchup is a telltale sign that he wants the defense and he's going OTK. If he put the Quill Hand on there, I think it's a good sign that he's going to play a little more aggressively and try to get more value out of the Skeleton. But I think it's a safe bet that he wants the defense more than anything else, and and he'll be able to filter out his hand like he's doing here on turn 0.
Yeah, so we see the 2 reds pitched. Colin looks like he's moving to ours. Oh, we see Pudding playing a blink. Now, he's not going to be able to gain the action point, but he can still play the instant, and that cycles a card out of his hand. So we see Pudding cycling 1, moving into Pudding's turn. Colin on 1 rune chant, and he did arsenal a card. So Pudding doesn't immediately look like he's got the Starvo activation here. I imagine that's why he was playing the blink, because that's what he was hunting for.
Yeah, usually they're a bit more enthusiastic about the reveal if they have it, and as demonstrated here, just a frosty hammer, no special effects.
Coming in for 4, threatening a frostbite.
I think this is a pretty simple block. Viserai's definitely looking at their hands, seeing how many rune chants they can generate the next turn. Anything that doesn't contribute to that, you can definitely just throw in front of the hammer and prevent that on hit.
Oh, come on.
And we have a pulverize heaved into Pudding's arsenal. I thought for a second there was an awakening, and I was trying to figure out the math here, but we have a early pulverize, 3 surge seismic surges. Viserai coming out strong with a become the Arc Knight. This early, he's probably looking for a read the runes or a Mordred Tide.
Mordred Tide.
There it is.
So this is going to make 1 rune chant already. Going to go up to 2.
Now,
and then I wonder if he's got to read the runes. There it is.
Yep, exactly. Yep.
So red read, this is going to make another 4 off the read and then 2 off Viz. Putting them all the way up to 8.
That's exactly the kind of start you need, right? This is all about a clock. Starvo is going to give Viserai a clock, and Viserai is going to try and generate as many rune chants as he can before that clock runs out. And when it does, he'll pop Skeleton and go from there. Ideally, the Viserai player is looking for anywhere between 20-24 rune chants for the true OTK to pop Sonata. Here comes Pulverize. 14 on hit. Next attack is -4. Not so relevant so early in the game. I think this is more about clearing his hand out than anything else. Though, looking at that is a large concentration of ice. We have seen a little lightning. So maybe just kind of there's some clumping in the TTS shuffle here. And Viserai is evaluating another block. Obviously, the -4 isn't. He's not going to attack next turn. This is really just preservation of life and again evaluating the rune chant generation possibilities of the next turn. And he'll throw as many cards in front that aren't relevant to that generation.
Yeah. So we see the Pulverize getting played here. And
might have a little echo in our audio on your end, Adam.
Yeah, I think I might have just fixed it. Chat, let me know how we're doing. This is first time Pat and I are streaming together. It's a work in progress, but
we're getting there.
Chat says fixed. Hey, we're making strides.
Awesome. Thank you, Deathmate21.
That's Deathmate. Shout out to Andrew Podleski. That's he's another member of West Coast Best Coast. Tuning in to check out the cheer on a fellow teammate and cheer on us broadcasters as well.
So Viserai took the hit, took 9 out of a possible 14, blocked 5, went down to 31. Definitely makes him safe from the awakening. So he doesn't have to worry about that for some time, and likely not for the rest of the game.
Yeah. Ooh, an enchanting melody. This isn't something you see very often. I'm going to blow this
Ooh,
up for the chat here.
let's take a look.
So if you would be dealt damage, instead destroy enchanting melody and prevent 4 of that damage. So this is kind of an interesting preserve life uh, option that OTK Viserai can play. And this isn't one I've seen played too often. What about you, Pat?
Nope, I have heard speculation about this as a developing tech piece, and it looks like it's being taken advantage of today.
So already we see this enchanting melody. This is going to prevent 4 of the 9 that Spinal Crush is threatening right now from putting Tam. That leaves 5 on the board. I don't believe there was no fuse before this. This is just a straight
Nope, this
9,
is
no
just
go again.
a gentleman's spinal crush, if you will, these days.
Boy, once upon a time, never would have thought we'd be saying gentleman's spinal crush. There's
Hmm.
nothing gentlemanly about 9 threatening 4 or more, no go again.
Yeah, Starvo's off to a pretty slow start, and as I mentioned about that clock, I think this is only benefiting Viserai. This is going to be uh, with the enchanting melody on the field, a pretty straightforward block. Uh, and he doesn't really, I don't think he's going to be worried too much about go again, but he really is going to just evaluate his hand here.
Yeah, yeah, because I mean,
I mean,
uh,
nothing crazy is going to happen. All he needs to do is put one thing in front of it to prevent the crush effect. And if he wants to, um, even if he only has maybe one non-attack afterwards, and he's really just throwing a bunch in there.
and he's happy to just full block this out.
Yep,
Chanting melody, preventing 4 of it, and preventing another 6 on top of that. This is definitely blocked.
yep. I think that has more to do with they're just filtering out what's not useful at the moment. Did see was that a red shrill?
It was a shrill and a meet and greet,
Mm-hmm.
and Colin just opted into Arsenal here and drawn back up.
Yep,
So we're going back into Pudding's turn. Pudding no fuse again. Oh no, Pudding's gonna activate Crown of Seeds before the end of Colin's turn. It looks like,
yep,
or is that a Crown of Seeds activation at the beginning of his own turn? It looks like that's at the beginning of his turn.
yep, yeah, I would say so. So the problem with Viserai OTK here is you can stall out pretty easily. No rune chant generation going on 2 turn cycles can be definitely a problem, and uh, as much as Starvo's allowing him the room to breathe here, he's not able to capitalize as much as I'm sure he'd like to.
Yeah, you're right. Because we did see a good start there on the rune chance, but things have kind of slowed down a little bit since. And at this point, even with the back-to-back spinal crushes, no go again on the OTK plan can still be a little tough sometimes.
Hmm.
You do need, for Mordred Tide into a Read the Runes, those are, or Mordred Tide become into Read the Runes. Those are going to be your big rune chant making turns. No go again there is still pretty hard to deal with. So Colin has been throwing his full hands at, and rightfully so, has been throwing his full hands at these spinal crushes,
Ooh,
but it
here
hasn't
we
been
go.
a reduced to rune chant. That pumps him up to 9 rune chants. And Colin has just really been left with nothing much left in hand to make rune chants these past couple turns.
Yeah, the Starvo's coming at him very old-fashioned Guardian approach here. Without those super fused Oakenolds, uh, his threat density isn't too high, and it's showing here. It does look like Viserai's arsenaling. and passing, drawing up. We'll see if there's a reveal. Nope, it just
No
it's going to be a
reveal.
pitch into another attack. Here comes a crippling crush. Coming in for 11, crush effect. Of course, 4 more damage. Opponent will discard 2 cards at random. He's got 2 floating, one card in hand. Is it a pummel? And there we go. Throw the house at it. No rune chant generation in that hand, as you can see, so just dump it and move on.
All right. So we see Colin passing at the end of his turn, going right back into Pudding's turn.
Yep. And we did have a crown activation. Looks like he's looking at his hand. Are we going to get the first reveal of the game?
And you got to wonder, this has been a bit of a slow start for a Starvo. Like, usually you're hoping to be fusing right out of the gate on the first couple turns. Do you think Pudding's worried right now? He's, 9 rune chants deep, hasn't activated Starvo a single time yet. I know if I was on Pudding's side, I'd be starting to worry about whether possibly I'm a little bit behind right now.
I'm also kind of curious to see if this is perhaps something more of a control build. We saw that blink, but that might have just been a bit of tech going in here. And this, we do have the Earth card, but this might just be a more traditional control guardian build, and this is where he wants to be. It would definitely be a curveball. So we do have the reduced rune chant blocking out the hammer, and another arsenal and pass. Colin's going to opt with the blue whispers. And if he has a follow-up play here, he'll be able to develop some more rune chants. I think he really needs to right now. He's playing on borrowed time. He needs to get those numbers up. All right, cool. Very good with the read the runes. That's exactly what he needs.
So this is going to make him 3, go up to 13. And he's starting now at 13 rune chants. We're starting to get into that position where we're starting to think, hey, maybe we can push them down. I think we still want to even get higher yet, but we're
This is
starting to feel okay.
13's the range where if you can get a Sonata and a Mordred on the board, you can probably think about breaking Skeletor at starting around this. We have our first Starvo activation, and that looks like a Pulse of Volthaven. And we do need one more card. Little confused.
This is a fuse. So the entangle off the Pulse of Volthaven would be getting +4, +2, so 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Did we miss the reveal? It looks like they accepted that a reveal happened. I didn't see the specific cards, but that pulse is, obviously the cards are there, so no worries. But he does come up, block, ice hammer. No ice hammer. Nope. Looks like a regular form.
Just a warm whale,
A Warman whale.
a tepid whale.
Oh, a whimper. A fall whimper.
So we see Pudding moving to Arsenal here.
Yep, Viserai down to 17. It is crunch time. If he has a Mordred and a Sonata in Arsenal,
You know
now's
what,
the
though? The fact that he didn't block with Bloodsheath there tells me he doesn't have it yet.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Once you block with Bloodsheath, you really got to watch out for that. Look, there's another enchanting melody.
So here's to hoping he can follow that up with another Read the Runes. Floating one currently.
Darvo definitely has that exposed to the elements somewhere in his deck, which is why you want to block with Skeleton if you absolutely need to, and nowhere else because you will lose your ability to pop off.
Yes, you certainly will.
That is another Entangle, I believe.
It is. It looks like another red entangle. I didn't see an
No,
no Starvo
yep,
activation.
no Starvo activation. The Starvo count is at 1 for the game.
So this is just going to be a clean 7. And I didn't even see a fuse there. So this is not even threatening the -2 on the next attack.
What do you think needs to happen with the Viserai player in these last few turns? He's at 17. Bravo is at 40. I don't know if he can get there without getting those extra rune chants at this point, but I think he's definitely going to have to try.
Mind you, at 13 rune chance, he still is starting to at least threaten 40 without, or threaten 40 before blocks. And if this means that he
Ooh,
can strip
we
some
got a
cards,
Mordred. Here we
a
go.
Mordred
Oh,
into a
Mordred
Read the
into a
Rune.
read. All right, all right. We're getting
So
there.
making another 6 rune chance up to 19.
19.
So now we're really wondering what's in the arsenal there. Do we have that Sonata? Maybe we're ready and we just gotta.
It's got to be. We do have a heaved pulverize once more. I think the best thing that can happen, or he cannot crown. It looked like he was looking at that. That Arsenal card has to be face down. I believe he does have a full hand, even though it looked like 2. There we go.
So we're gonna see that pulverize come out. This is gonna be 14. Or was there a reveal? No, no reveal here.
Nope, no reveal. Nope, just pitched those all the way, coming in for 14. On hit, next attack gets -4.
And this is pretty timely because this is probably right around the time when Colin's thinking he wants to go off.
Definitely. But he still has, it looks like, 3. He's got 5 block total, but again, we don't really want to use that Skeleton with equipment. Oh, an unmovable.
And I think with that, we're seeing
Over
that.
pitching into it.
Yeah, so he's really just looking to cycle his hand here.
Yep. No damage.
Nope. Still sitting at 17 with 19 rune chance, passing the end of his turn.
Pass
Scalata's
go.
still
Ooh.
up.
Oh, here it comes. Starvo reveal. Pitching a lightning.
Oh, and we're going to
And
see
there's
the
the
Oaken Old
Oaken. Oh,
fused.
here we go.
Do we have the unmovable in Arsenal? This is kind of what Colin needs now.
That is coming in for 11. Dominate on hit. 2 cards at random. Go from your hand to the bottom of the deck.
And we see the Polar
Go
Blast in
again.
hand, the blue Polar Blast, so we know that Colin or Pudding's going to be able to threaten the Frosty Whale after this too. This is very well timed on Pudding's part. This is going to
Yep.
be really hard for Colin to come back from unless Colin has exactly the exact pieces he needs right now.
And that is an unmovable in Arsenal and a 3-block in hand to make this work. You
That's
do
what he
have 3
needs.
block in armor, but you need, no matter what, you need that Arsenal, that unmovable in Arsenal. I don't think I think that's a Sonata though.
I think you could be right. Colin just thinking long and hard about his block here. He's probably thinking, what does he do with his turn now?
Yeah, he's got to think about um, what cards are going to go, and at that point, is it worth throwing any cards in front of it and losing? You know, if you're guaranteed to lose cards, do you take the 11? Maybe, maybe not. But this is the time where the heart, and there's the Skeletor. Skeleta's blocking.
All
He's
right.
at risk for the exposed to the elements. That's 4
There we
block, and
go.
then an
There's the
unmovable in
unmovable.
hand. 7, 4
7,
is
8,
11.
9, 10, 11. All right. So Colin manages to full block the Oakenold. Colin must be thinking about pulling off his big Sonata turn now on in his turn here.
Yep,
Puddin
he's
thinking about his
definitely.
pitch. Colin enlarging his dice. We're
Ooh,
going to see an
and then
entangle fused. That's
next
rough.
attack, it's -2. I don't think he can afford to lose any more cards out of his hands. He might have to take
No.
this because
No,
he's
and
got creepers. If we are assuming that he's got a Sonata there, he really needs a non-attack action in his hand to help move things along. And if it's not if he's about to, it looks like he's thinking about it. That would, if he's throwing a card in front, then that has to basically be a Mav Skies before he breaks Sonata open. Not a huge fan of Spell Creepers in this matchup. He's got them on there. I think Suede Hides is probably the correct play here, specifically because you do have to invest so many cards into the blocking. That the Suede Hides does allow you to be left with just the Sonata in play and then use one of your cards that you get from the Sonata to pitch into the Suede Hides to get go again. With the Creepers, you're really dependent on and blocks with the Read the Runes.
so we'll be blocking 2 of the 7, taking 5.
I think this is it. I think this is the turn. He's got a counter on there. He can't really afford to have expose the elements, break his Skeleton. I got to imagine that this is it. He should be leading. He's either going to do the Sonata now, but that card in hand really has got to be something that he can either pull off with creepers.
Yeah, hoping maybe you've got something like a Become the Arknight in hand. Oh, he's just going to pass
Oh,
turn here.
like he's taunting the Starvo player. He says, "I want more. Give me more."
Oh, and he's going to get more. We're going to see another Oakenold fused here. This is going to be 9 dominate.
It's not
Colin looking at
11, and it doesn't have go again. All things considered.
Colin's looking at his arsenal here, thinking long and hard, trying to decide what his turn's going to be.
Looks like he's doing the mental math. Can I get more rune chants before popping off? How many do I need? You need 24. 24 feels good.
Is that the magic number?
Yeah, you're still kind of a victim of the potential for variance, but if you're at 24 rune chants, that's a pretty solid. And even after Starvo's not gonna. They might pitch if they have bad hand in for arcane barrier, but you can take over half their life right off the bat with your first attack, no matter what it is. And that does put you in a better spot here. Oh, yeah, an old hit.
Yeah, we saw a block for 2 here. So taking 7 down to 5. And it's going to be Colin 3 cards down in hand. He's going to be hoping to end up with whatever card he needs to try to turn this around. 1 card in hand, 1 card in arsenal. That's really all he's got.
I think it's time. I think it's time to pop it. You're out of it. Time.
Moving to Colin's turn here. Colin's thinking.
If that card in hand is not something that he can creepers out, it's going to be. We're really here. We go.
So we did have the Sonata and Arsenal. We see 19 rune chants.
18 half is 9 plus 3 is 12. Can reveal 12.
1, 2, 3. Oh, what's going on here? Oh, I see.
Okay. Yeah, he's just gonna flip them one at a
3,
time.
4. Oh,
Nope.
that's not what you want to see.
D-react. 4 attacks, 1 non-attack, a defense reaction. There's 2 non-attacks.
Oh,
3. All right, we're getting there.
there we go.
4. There we go. Even split. We're at 5 attacks.
Oof.
Another defensive reaction. 5, 4. I think he's got 1 more, and it's an attack.
And it's an attack.
He can bring 4 attacks into hand.
That's still not
Revealed
bad.
that's a swarming meet and greet shrill, 2 amplifies and a rune flash.
You know what? I think
That's
if you're
probably
Colin, you're happy with that. You've got the go again you need in
mm-hmm.
hand. You're going to have this Sonata hit for 4 arcanes. So your meet and greets have an automatic go again.
Yep.
That's not a bad place to be. I think Colin's, there you go. He's taking the rune flash, taking the shrill for the resources.
And that's it. The 2 amps got to go.
There's hope here still.
Yeah, it definitely could have been worse. Now he's got to get the key here now is to empty Starvo's hand. You want to get Starvo into single digit territory and you want to take away as many cards as possible. I'm very interested to see what's in hand there. If he can present 40 plus right now, he's going to be close. But at 5 cards, Starvo is in a pretty comfortable spot. There's 3 attacks, he's probably going to pitch the shrill. So realistically, we're looking at three attack actions, a Rosetta Thorn, and there's a wild card in his hand. Now, if that is a Mordred Tide, I think he would have played that, but a Mordred Tide would be amazing right now. Um, it's definitely not a Revel. That gets sided out for the OTK. I'm intrigued.
It looks like Pudding's just thinking on whether he takes the 4 arcane here. It was a
It's
Mordred.
a Mordred. That's great. That is fantastic. Definitely worth keeping that. I think he's had that for a little bit. This
Oh,
is,
I think we
we got a
should be.
Rune Flash.
Hmm. Do you go with the Rune Flash here, or do you go with the meet and greet? Because you do get the meet and greet for free here. The Rune
The
Flash
meet
you
and
can get
greet
for
for
free no matter
free.
what.
Well, the Rune Flash is free as long as he's got the three rune chants behind. So realistically, you're going to be looking at 2 rune chants per moving forward here. So there's probably your
I,
best case scenario to get Rune Flash for actual free, which
so I
means
guess
probably using your Shrill.
I guess
Uh,
you're likely, regardless of whether you lead in with the meet and greet or with the Rune Flash, you're going to be pitching one down the road no matter what. I suppose that makes
mhm.
sense.
So I think having the one cost later is going to be of a greater benefit for you. So we do
And we
know he's
see
got. So
chat
that's
saying
the
the same
Rune.
thing. Hey, we got a Capolo in the chat. How's it going, Capolo?
Is the same resource cost either way. Yeah.
Yeah, chat knows what's up.
Yeah, they both yeah, at the end of the day they'll both cost 1. There we go. We got 20 rune chance for go again. We know he's got the swarming. We know he's got the meet and greet and the blue shrill.
So we see Pudding's down to 16, down to 12. It's taking the 4 off of the Rune Flash. I think Pudding's just going to try and see if he can remain with a full hand here.
Yeah, if he can keep 5 cards. So we're looking at he's at 12, probably coming in. You're either swarming or meet and greet pitching the blue. In which case you're going to come in for 4 and 2 go again. That's going to be 6. Either way, it's either swarming or meet and greet for another 6 coming at you with mixed damage. That's going to bring him down to potentially 6. So I do think that Starvo is going to lose some cards here. They're swarming for 2,
He's
2
taking
and
the
4,
Arcane.
creating 2 on the back end. Now, if he takes this hit, he can't prevent Arcane for the rest of the turn. So I think this is where he's going to have to throw something in front here. It's
And this is
probably
where it makes sense to come in with the swarming before the meet and greet. Because if you can bait out the
mhm.
blocks on the swarming, maybe the meet and greet, you'll get your hit for 1 leak damage and you'll get your 2 extra rune chance.
Yep. Uh, Starvo can block 3 and activate Crown and not lose 2. Still minus, net -1 as opposed to losing 2 cards straight up. I think he's going to make that decision there. Well, he blocks with 1 and
Oh, and
Tunic.
throwing the Tunic at this. Makes sense. You're probably not expecting this to
Yep.
go another. Always thinking. Not sure if he wants to commit the Tunic just yet. Oh, not sure what's happening here. I think the reason he's not blocking with shield yet there, Capolo, is because he's uh, at this point with shield. You're looking to use shield when it's really going to prevent your opponent to your opponent's ability to finish their turn. We did see a blue shrill get taken off the Sonata here, so with that blue shrill still in hand, on a shield activation. Oh, he's taken
Oh, he
one.
just takes it. He cannot prevent arcane damage for the rest of the turn.
So we're going to see the meet and greet pitching the shrill. And he's going to float too, so even with a shield block here, we would still be able to swing Rosetta.
Looks like he's got. All right, he's got to change that. I was like, ah. Floating two meet and greet comes in.
And he's going to
There's the
come in with the
block
shield
for.
anyway.
Yep, creates the frostbite. Now he's gonna take. He's gonna take 4 arcane.
And we see threatening sword for 6, which it was at 7, so this should be taking him down to 1 if he's taken everything off of it.
I think it was coming in for 6, right? 2 rune chance, then 2 and 2. I think, and he can't prevent the arcane, so he went from 7 to 3, and now we're looking at the 2 physical. I think he's evaluating what he's gonna do with the rest of that. Looks like he's looking at his opponent's live deck at this point. I'm kind of curious myself at how many cards he's got left.
See the chat while they're talking quickly. Chat's asking a question about TTS. If you look Capolo up right here, this 90-degree thing, if you set your angle to 90 degrees, when you rotate a card, it'll rotate 90 degrees at a time.
I
There's
also
back,
think Q and E can move your cards individually,
but the Q and
albeit
E buttons
slower.
rotate the Q and E rotate based off the degrees set on the thingy. So
Yeah.
if you set it to 90 degrees and you hit Q or E, it'll rotate a quarter of a rotation at a time.
Ooh.
Yeah, so up your degrees of rotation there on that little box next time you're in TTS Capolo, and it'll jump up to a faster rotation.
It does look like pudding is in the tank here, wondering about the Rosetta Thorn.
Yeah, he's probably still thinking about the physical block here.
Yeah. I just gotta wonder if it's so taking two puts him down to 1. There's nothing else that Colin can do this turn. So the question is, does and he's gonna put something in front of here. Is he gonna crown as well, or just take the 1? Starvo can't put themselves in a position here to allow.
Oh, he's gonna go to
Rune.
1.
Yeah, he goes to 1, saves the tunic. Now Starvo has 4 cards to work with. An Oakenold. Is it fused?
It
It
is
is
fuse.
fused. Oh boy. Needs an unmovable. Can't block with Skullcap. He's got 2 block on equipment. He's at 5. Any defensive reaction would be pretty good. And still take 1. I mean, he'll go down to 1, but he'll lose 2 cards. Can't block with the skull cap.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. He's
Gonna
got to use
throw
creepers.
creepers.
And he's super sad about that. And still loses 2 cards. Toughest part about this Starvo matchup as Viscerai is so hard to finish them off. That OTK turn really has to be something real special in order to do this. Now, if he was able to present any kind of arcane damage, forcing a pitch into his Null Rune boots, I think we keep it close here. But this, let's see what happens on Viscerai's turn. Arvo Arsenals draws up. He's got 5 cards.
We're gonna see an activation of Grasp and then a sword for 3.
It's mixed. He's got to lose. He's got to either crown or pitch. Well, he's got to pitch no matter what, but he's either got a crown or arcane barrier here. That's 1 card. Actually, all he needs to do is pitch 1 card, arcane barrier 1, activate crown, block with Crater Fist, and that's blocked. He's also got a block left on Stalagmite. He's got a lot of options here. It is not threatening enough.
Colin hoping to pull 2 cards from hand here, but I think Pudding thinking if he can just give up 1 card, it's probably where he wants to be. So we're gonna see a pitch to crown.
Yep. And that prevents 1, and he can really just throw Crater Fist and Stalagmite in front. Yep, there it is.
And that's exactly what he's gonna do.
4 in hand.
And I think if Pudding's got the Starbo activation here, that's game.
Yep. Let's see.
Made that block pretty decidedly.
It is 1-1. We have a pitch.
That means no
We do
Starbo
not have an
activation.
activation. Yep. We're pitching 2. It's a crippling crush. Oh,
Oh, so now
uses the tunic. It's
Colin
11.
needs the block for 12. Or I suppose if he's got the block for 11, he's still good. And it looks like he does.
Does he? 2.
3, 6, 9, 10,
Yeah,
11.
11. Arsenal pass. Wow.
So Colin just hanging on.
Now it's time to get on the edge of our seats here.
Yeah, now
1-1.
Pudding's
We're
coming in with a
really
5-card hand. There's
and
the
there's the
Starvo
Starvo
activation.
activation. Oh boy.
We're going to see the
Pitches a
Evergreen.
lightning. And that's all she wrote.
There we go. That's the game. All right.
All right, congratulations to Pudding.
Are they? I presume this is the game. They're still talking it out here.
Like, can the Become just block for more right now? Just for the game?
It looks like that's going to be the game. Yeah, we see the
Yep.
players packing it up here. All right.
GG's, everybody. GG's.
So that leaves the series best blue pitch versus best coast West Coast tied 1-1. Going into our third match later tonight. That's going to be at 12 p.m. Mountain, 11 Pacific, I believe. I've got it written down here. Give me 1 second. Don't have it written down there.
Well, let's take a look at the schedule. We have, I believe it's Yuki versus Kaiser at 11 p.m. Pacific, 2 a.m. Eastern. I will not be there for that one.
That's going to be me on my own taking that one on. But until then, thanks for tuning in. We're
And we're closing the combat chain.